Welcome to the Daily for Thursday, January 10th with the Armchair Analyst, Matt Doyle. I'm Jason Saghini. We're finally down here in Fort Lauderdale at the 2013 Adidas Player Combine, getting ready for the Super Draft. But Matt, it all kind of starts this week. Players arrive today and the games begin tomorrow. We finally found out the final rosters today for the Combine. It included the final two Generation Adidas additions, Deshorn Brown and Kekuta Manneh, and MLS coaches have to be happy to see two more forwards added to the class.
Yeah, any time that you're adding Generation Adidas players, MLS coaches tend to be happy because it's essentially a free roster spot. Brown drew comparisons to Darren Maddox, last year's #2 overall pick. He's not quite as fast and he's a little bit bigger, so he's not really a one-trick pony. But he's a guy that whoever is going to draft him, they're going to expect goals, expect him to go in the top 6. As for Manneh, he's this draft's mystery man. Unless you really followed the PDL, you don't know a whole lot about this guy. I mean, we could give you height and weight. He's 5'9", 150 pounds. But beyond that, we haven't seen much of him. But we will see a lot of him over the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, and really I think the question is, how much value do you put on a teenage striker coming into the draft? I mean, we've seen guys before, Fuad Ibrahim, come in and not really pan out. So is Manneh the real deal? Will teams take him in the first round, or potentially does he drop to the second round? We'll see. Well, we mentioned the rosters have finally been finalized for the Player Combine. We know some of the guys who won't be here. Hollingshead from UCLA, Zimmerman from Furman, two guys who probably go high in this draft. Joe Franco's a right back who won't be here due to injury, and Paulo Di Piccolo from Louisville, actually on trial over in Germany with Frankfurt. So those guys are missing it, but we do have new additions taking their place and filling out the rosters. That includes Charlie Rugg, a big forward from BC, also Michael Bustamante from BU, and Dylan Remick from Brown. So everybody in New England, come on down to Fort Lauderdale for the Combine.
Yeah, it does me good. I'm from Connecticut, so I like seeing that. Bustamante is an interesting case, a pure attacking midfielder in college. A lot of college coaches praised his ability on the ball, but said, I don't see how he's going to play in MLS. Same things they were saying about Rafael Baca 2 years ago. Baca went from a #10 in college to a ball-winning #8. With the Supporter Shield champs, that's the transition Bustamante will have to make. Rugg, he's just a big #9 in the bright DK mold. And Remick is another one of those left backs. I really like him, had him going in the middle of the second round.
Yeah, Remick's a guy that a lot of coaches in college talked about as being in that top tier of left back, along with guys like Taylor Kemp, Jimmy Nealis, and Corey Kindle. So we'll see where he falls and what these guys do at the Combine to differentiate themselves from one left back to another. Finally, you can check out our first round of mock drafts on the site today. Matt Doyle, Simon Borg, and myself all taking a shot at what we think is going to happen in the draft. This is the first one, expected to change over time. But Matt, what do fans see in your mock draft?
You're going to have all the Generation Adidas guys going very high, then a run on left backs, and then Ziggy Schmidt is going to get his own Steven Lenhart.
Interesting. For me, it's a lot of guys, when I did it, dropped a lot further than I thought. Carlos Alvarez, Blake Smith, two guys who I expect to go high in the draft. But when I, put the numbers together and made the picks, they seem to fall a little bit. We'll see how it goes next Thursday at the MLS Super Draft. If you have any questions about the Combine or draft, you can tweet at either of us, Matt Doyle or myself, and include the hashtag MLS Combine.